Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Earth Twister, and I'm excited to be bringing you a new deck in my limited environment draft tournament. Now, this is point 5 of week 2 because I am facing off against the villain, a second villain this week, to try and get ahead, I guess. We're supposed to face 5 villains in 4 weeks, so I'm trying to get my extra villain in this week, I guess. And it's working out so far. We've got a Nightcrawler deck in Aggression against Sandman in Expert mode, so it's going to be a ton of fun. It's working. It's working. I've only really been able to win one practice game, but it's all right. It's working. It's working. So without further ado, let's go ahead and switch over to looking at that deck. So here it is. Of course, it's a X-Men deck, X-Men base deck. There are a few great things about it. There's a few other not so great things about it. We'll talk about each thing as it comes up and how well this is going to potentially work against Sandman. Of course, we got Angel, Gambit, Magic, Professor X, Psylocke, and Wolverine. Those are 6 X-Men allies that I've got going for me. Angel's in there for cheapness. Gambit is in there to steal and counter cards and hopefully get super buff to help me take out Sandman or help me handle threat. Super great ally, that one. Can also royally screw you over. Just be careful. Magic, of course, is in there to help me remove minions without having to defeat them. And then Professor X is in there for confuse as well as a potential ready. But maybe a stun as well, a minion stun. Psylocke, of course, is in there to help me handle threat and confuse the villain or any enemy she attacks, I guess. And then Wolverine is there, of course, to just chew through minions and deal a ton of damage to the villain as he's able to. We'll just see how that works. Of course, you'll notice that I missed 2 allies, talking about 2 different allies. Day Tripper, of course, the identity-specific ally. She's super great. She'll be able to help me handle some threat. She'll be able to help me deal some damage. And she'll help me find copies of Banff, attach them to enemies, and deal, hopefully, mass amounts of damage. We'll see how that all trips out. Then, of course, we have Hulk in there. And the only reason I have him in this deck is because I'm facing off Sandman. He was going to be helping me keep city streets clear. I mean, that's the main thing. He has a high attack stat, helps me keep city streets clear very, very easily. Of course, we got Port and Punch in the deck. That's 2 for 6 damage if you have a copy of Banff out on an enemy. So you get to deal 3 damage to an enemy and then 3 damage to an enemy with Banff attached. It's very, very helpful if you're trying to take out multiple minions. Port Away is a super nice card. You discard a copy of Banff from your hand, and then you flip to whatever form you want, and ready. I mean, I say whatever form you want. If you're an alter ego, you have to flip to hero and vice versa. But you get to flip forms for free and get a ready, so you can hopefully perform the action that you want to, like heal or thwart or attack, whatever it is that you need to do. Use a lot, of course, is going to be triggering off of Kurt's Cutlasses. It's a 2 for 5. You really can't get much better in my limited environment. So that's that. Into the Fray is there if there's minions out and I need help handling threat. Otherwise, it's not really much of a great card. That's why I only have 2 copies of it instead of 3. Precision Strike, again, it's not going to be a super great card. It is there to help keep me healthy. Although the thing with it is it's such a low amount of damage that it's not really going to be defeating an enemy for me, especially not the villain. But it has been played once, and I won that game, but not because it was played, but it was part of the game that I won. It's a practice game. And then, of course, we have Relentless Assault. Again, a low value card. I mean, it's great for triggering with Prehensile Tail to be able to deal overkill damage to minions and then have some go over onto Sandman, but it's not going to be a huge card that I want to be playing each turn, mostly because there may not be minions out there every single time, and because there's other cards that I'd rather be playing. Scout Ahead is great for helping me handle threat. It can help me clear off a side scheme. It just depends on what I need and when I need it. Tally Ho is a super cool card. It allows me to deal 3 damage to an enemy that has BAMF attached. So I defend without exhausting and then get to deal 3 damage to that enemy attacking. Team Strike is really in there mostly to keep Wolverine healthy. And so if Wolverine doesn't end up getting on the table, Team Strike probably won't be played. It's also only going to be working if I'm not exhausted. And I probably will be if I'm going to be defending. And I will probably be defending a lot. Teleport Drop is a fantastic card. Deal 8 damage for 2 and a BAMF. Really not bad. If you had the BAMF on there for a while and you pull up a Teleport Drop, you get to 8 damage and stun. You really can't get much better than that with the 2 cost. It's pretty much on par, if not better, than swinging Web Kick from Spider-Man Peter Parker. Then, of course, we have our resources. We have our double resources: Energy, Genius, Strength, and then the Power of Aggression. The Power of Aggression is going to be triggering hopefully on Hulk and Magic, Psylocke, Wolverine, and some of the events that I have, although a few of those are only 1 cost. Helicarrier, Kurt's Chapel, the X-Jet, and Utopia are all great supports for us. Helicarrier will help make things cheaper. Kurt's Chapel will boost my recovery stat and draw me a card. The X-Jet is going to be generating resources for me and helping me hit kickers, like for Relentless Assault, being able to deal the overkill. And then Utopia. Oh, the thing about X-Jet, though, that I have recently been realizing is that there is a slight problem. You have to be an X-Men traded hero. Otherwise, you can't generate that resource. So you have to be in X-Men on your hero side in order to generate a resource. A little bit of a bummer, but it's okay. Utopia is going to be great for readying me. I mean, that's the main thing that it's in there for. I do have a ton of allies in the deck, but if I have Hulk on the table, I don't get the ally buff that Utopia would give. Now the upgrades, that's where I'm a little iffy. Mostly because there's a few of them. Attack training, I may or may not need it, but it is helpful for people, for allies like Wolverine and Gambit, because Gambit, at least I would be able to get 1 attack off on him with the attack training. And then Wolverine, it just helps keep him alive a little bit longer so that he's able to do more for me quicker. And he'd be attacking for 4 with piercing, which is always great, rather than just 3. BAMF, of course, is central to Nightcrawler's deck. Love having it in there. Love being able to defend without exhausting. Combat training is going to be a card that I would hope to get soon, quicker. I'm not really going to be mulliganing for it. It's not one that I would mulligan hard for. It's just in there. I'd rather see it sooner rather than later if I'm going to play it. It's not a huge priority. It's one that I would get down to be able to buff my attack stat, to be able to start doing a little bit more than just pinging damage here and there. But it's really not a card that I'm going to be really, really looking for. Follow through is going to be helpful more with cards like Relentless Assault and Into the Fray, being able to do more damage in overkill or being able to do more threat removal. But we'll see. Hand Cannon, of course, is in there to deal overkill damage if I'm able to. It's, again, not really a priority. If I see it, it's probably going to be used as a resource before getting it on the table, just because it does require that basic activation that I will probably have used in the villain phase to defend if I don't have BAMF out. And then, of course, Kurt's Cutlasses. Those are a card that I would probably mulligan hard for. You get +1 attack, +1 defense, and retaliate 1. Fantastic card. It doesn't exhaust, so you get to use it for Fusillade. It's great. It's great. Prehensile Tail, of course, is going to be helping me pay for the events that I have in my kit. It'll generate a wild resource again alongside X-Jet, so I'll be able to trigger any of the kickers that I need in order to do the special effects that I need. So that's my deck. I hope you guys enjoyed going over it. Let me know if you would do anything else different with my limited environment. I would love to hear from you guys down in the comments below. I'm going to be trying to record my game tomorrow night, which is probably tonight for you guys. We'll see how it goes. I am going to be recording on Thursday with the Sidekick guys. and we're going to be having a great time. So I don't have time to record that day. Just thought I'd let y'all know. But feel free to check us out. Sidekicked, a Marvel Champions podcast. We are a podcast that is all about the allies. We'll tell you who they are in the comics and what kind of decks they may or may not be used in. It's a fun time. Come check us out. We always have a great time. But before we move on, I do want to go ahead and go over my limited environment again with you guys. So if you want to try and build a deck in that limited environment, you can. You could show me how to make a really great Nightcrawler deck. I would really appreciate that. So as it stands, I'm going to go ahead and flip to our deck here. And by deck, I do mean our limited environment. Of course, we all have access to the core set, so I can use any of the heroes from the core set, and I do have a deck built for one of them. Then we have Galaxy's Most Wanted as part of our limited environment, Mutant Genesis, then Venom, Nebula, Nova, Cyclops, Wolverine, Jubilee, Nightcrawler, and Hercules. And of course, these are all great heroes to play. This is a very X-Men heavy, they're great. X-Men heavy limited environment. Also very Guardian heavy. I don't really tend to play Guardians a lot, so it was kind of fun to pull Venom back out of retirement. It also has one champion in here, and the main reason why I chose Nova was for Hone Technique, and we'll see if it actually gets used. But this is the limited environment that I'm working with. I would love for you guys to design decks using this limited environment and then share them with me. I would love to check them out. I'd love to get them on the table at some point after the tournament. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Love to hear from you guys. Make sure you click that like button, subscribe if you're brand new, and as always, my friends, stay twisty.